Hi, well, we're here with John and Rich showing off Mark Backhouse's new game, Strength and Honour. So it's ancient battles, but on a grandest scale. We've got we've got Mons Graupius here in 2mm, so we've got a variety of miniatures here. We've got Antonine miniatures from wall bases, we've got some regular miniatures, and we've also got some home sculpted ones, but John has done very much in the mould that Mark Backhouse himself has done, the rules designer. So lots going on. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We just want to get people involved and show them the game because we're having a heap of fun with it, and I think it's to be released relatively soon, so everybody can have a crack at it. It'll be Ricewitz Press, which is a sister publishing company to Two Fat Lardies. It is, isn't it? It's a bit of a curveball, I think, for some people, and yet other people come along, I've seen about this, that's really interesting. And we've tried to obviously show off a nice looking battlefield and such like, but yeah, really positive. We've got people have come in, and we've had a few players through this morning. They've given it a go. We've had Kalgakas has got a very unhistoric victory. He had to work pretty hard for it. A couple of youngsters held him off for a long time, but that was great fun. So yeah, I think really positive. It's just something different. It's really easy to get into. It's not expensive. And doing the scenery's been a heap of fun as well. A lot of sort of scratch building stuff, as it were. So we're on a grid system, and if you look closely at the cloth, you can see just the corners of the squares, and each of those big squares actually represents 4 smaller squares, but we can all visualise that pretty easily. So grid system, no measuring, so it moves pretty quickly. There's a real element of, jeopardy, brinkmanship, if you like. You're rolling, whenever you're doing something, you roll to do it, you roll to move, you roll to attack. If you roll badly, if you don't roll ones in this game. If you do, it's going to be a turnover to the other side. But within that framework, you've got, what Mark's tried to do is bring out the way a general of a big 30,000 man army might be able to influence things, which is not that much once the battle starts in a way, but you've got your battle board where you put your command points at the beginning of the game. You've probably got 6 or 7 of these command points. You can put them into attack, defence, movement or strategy, and then you spend those in the game to perhaps at a critical moment you get a discipline check and you find your guys are going to they failed their discipline check. This could be really bad. They rout, and it might trigger a rout of a couple of other units. So that's probably a point. You throw in a defence coin and have a re-roll. The re-roll always stands that, so it might still go bad for you. So there's a lovely element of that, and there's a great mechanic in terms of how units support each other. So it keeps you thinking all the time. There's not very many no-brainer kind of things. There's lots of, shall I do that? But if I do that, you've got to take calculated risks, and if you don't, you're going to struggle to win the game. Obviously, if you do, it isn't always going to come off, but you've just got to judge when to do it, and it's really interesting seeing how different players A, stack their command board, and B, actually play out the game and in terms of their risk. But you're going to struggle to win without taking some, as in life, but equally being a bit too rash, like I tend to be quite often, is maybe not the thing. If you can hold back those command points for key points in the game, well, really it's about identifying what is a key point in the game, but hold them back for that, then that's when it really counts.
I've brought a model that I've built of Bricourt Manor. This is the attack by the Easy Company of the 506th Parachute Regiment in Normandy on D-Day in 1944. It's made popular, really, I suppose, in popular culture with the Band of Brothers TV show, where Richard Winters and 12 supporting soldiers attack an entrenched position of 4 German guns. And so I've built a replica board, almost in scale, and it's quite small because compact. I haven't really got an awful lot of space at home, so I've done it in 6mm for reasons I often regret whilst playing the game. And so I've brought it as a participation game, and I run games with 2 or 3 players that play Winters and Easy Company, whilst I take on the role of the rather usually hapless German defenders, whilst everybody's kind of taken through the rules and the game as they kind of go along, and it seems to be very enjoyable for people to take part in. Everybody seems to be laughing an awful lot, which is just really what you want, I suppose, in a participation game. So the rules are a version of a rule system called All Hell Let Loose that was written by a very good friend of mine, David Vasilevsky, and it's intended for 6mm figures, although not at an individual level. So I've made 1 or 2 adjustments to the rules to enable it to play a little bit more smoothly and for the scenario, but fundamentally anybody that plays the game here actually gets a pretty reasonable flavour of what the bigger scale rule system and how it works.